Sample cases
I'll
were
tell the customer it took 6 years to wire your house.
and didn't get anything.
We can call the October 18th City Council meeting to order. Mayor, can you lead us in the flag salute?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Kane. Here. Clark.
Here.
DeRose.
Here.
Light.
Here.
Maroon.
He's absent.
Parker. Here. Rotunda.
Here. Just to advise that certain advance notice has been given to the date, time, location, and the extent known of the agenda of this meeting in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act. And this notice has been posted prominently at the bulletin board of the municipal complex lobby, on the city's website, and communicated through the newspapers designated by the governing body. This to further advise this meeting is being recorded electronically and can be viewed on our city's website at abseconnj.org. 2024 resolutions, number 136, authorizing the City of Absecon to award a contract for the reconstruction of Woodcrest Avenue and Chelsea Road NJDOT program. Ed, do you have some information to provide regarding this?
Yes. So first of all, thank you everyone for this special meeting. We wanted to award this as soon as possible to try to get as much work as we could get done before the cold weather comes in. This is part of our 2024 road program. What we've done over the last couple years is this is a DOT grant-funded portion of the road work. For many years, we would bundle this with the rest of the road program, but the state rules and regulations and review process has gotten a little more onerous over the last few years, and what we've been doing is bidding this separate so that the rest of the project doesn't get tangled up in all that stuff. Sure. So we try to keep it clean. So this is just one part of the overall road program, but it was bid separately. It's there's a state aid grant associated with it. Bid price came in good, so we can move forward. We're familiar with this contractor. So.
Great. Yep. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
Do I hear a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only?
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, does anyone from the public wish to speak regarding this resolution? Seeing none, do I hear a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I hear a motion to move resolution 136, 2024?
Motion. Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Parker. Yes. Rotunda.
Yes. Approval of the bill list, $2,119,331.89. May I hear a motion to accept the bill list?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Parker. Yes. Rotunda.
Yes. Approval of the meeting minutes for the regular meeting minutes of October 3rd, 2024. May I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion. Second.
Roll call?
Kane.
Abstain.
Clark.
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
Parker. Yes. Rotunda.
Abstain. At this time, we'll ask our council committees to give us a report from their committee. We'll start with Councilman Light for Parks and Rec.
Good evening, Mr. President. Good afternoon. I was unable to attend the meeting, so I had Councilwoman Parker take a lead for me on that. Would you like to?
Sure. We had a very quick meeting. There was no new business to discuss. We talked about the tennis courts, the new netting that went up. It started at the baseball fields. I believe there's 2 more fields to go. 1 more. So that's changed since the meeting. And other than that, we had no new business to discuss.
Thank you. And then we meet on the 12th of November at 7 o'clock, and the public is welcome. Thank you.
Tennis courts look great, by the way.
Yeah, it came out really nice.
Councilman Clark for Budget and Finance.
Yeah, we did not have a meeting this month. Our next meeting is, give me 1 second, November 21st.
Thank you very much. Councilman DeRose for Public Safety.
Sure thing. Public safety meeting was short and sweet. It was just the chief and I hanging out for a little bit. Nobody from the public attended. Excuse me, that was on 10/7. Instead of me going over my notes from the meeting, do you want to just go over where we're at in terms of, I don't know what we can say about hirings and...
We're in the process of interviewing people and hiring, and that's all I have to say for that for now.
Perfect.
Please come out for trunk or treat and on it always tonight. Our officers put a lot of time and effort into that, and we work with the school, and it's a really nice event. We have Halloween coming up next week, so I asked the residents to please not race around in your cars, trick-or-treating with your kids. Be mindful that there's a lot of extra foot traffic. Also, it's getting dark earlier and earlier. Our days are shortening. It's important to adjust your lighting around the outside of your home. That's one of the biggest deterrents for would-be thieves and things like that. And continue to ask, see something, say something. I know some of you people reach out to you complaining about a suspicious vehicle or suspicious people. By the time you relay that to me, it's probably 2 or 3 days later, and they're probably in California if they were really, doing something wrong. So, and last thing with that is I strongly urge everyone to notify us. Don't approach a vehicle. Don't be approaching people. Notify the police. Let us do our job. Let us make sure that you're safe.
Sounds good. And last but not least, Council President, I just want to get on the record and say, I know this was special circumstances, but I hope that in the future, when we have to have council meetings, we could do them after 6 p.m.
Absolutely, this was a special circumstance with trunk or treat.
No, totally get it. No, I totally understand. I just want to be on the record saying.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
One
That's all I
other thing
got.
I'd like to remind everybody, it's daylight savings time. Check the batteries in your smoke detectors.
Yes.
Most of our tragedies in the past have come because people haven't checked them, so it's very important to just check them. It's probably a good idea to just replace them either every fall or every spring, once a year. Make sure you're checking.
It is Fire Prevention Month, and
What
I
time
believe
is
our fire
trick-or-treating?
6 to 8,
6 to 8, and are closing off part of more in...
we will be,
Yeah.
yes.
And one last thing, Council President, is the Absecon Volunteer Fire Department Fire Prevention Open House will be on 10/23, starting at 6:30 p.m.
Great. Thank you. Councilwoman Kane for Economic Development.
Thank you. We did not have a meeting this past month, and our next meeting will be Wednesday, November 6th, at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Councilwoman Parker.
Community Affairs has not met since our last meeting, but it was brought to my attention on a Facebook post that Absecon was interested in bringing back the Halloween house decorating contest, so I put that out in an email to our Community Affairs Committee, and we agreed to judge houses and put a flyer out. So if you know anybody who wants to be added to the contest, they can email me, and our judges will go out the 27th through the 29th, picking winners for that.
Great, thank you very much. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Jessica, for our administrator report.
Yes, I wanted to just put on the record that I've completed the best practices survey. That's something that's required every year, and it is required that it be at least brought up at a council meeting so that it gets in the minutes. We have submitted it. Needed to be in by October 25th, and so we got a score of 42. There will be no withholding of state aid because you need to be over a certain threshold to not have any aid withheld. We've never had aid withheld, but there are various questions ranging from affordable housing, financial document filing, ethics, accounting items, surety bonds, lead paint remediation, procurement, clerk filing, website posting, and a number of other things. But so anyway, it's completed, and we're in good shape again for this year.
Great, thank you. Ed, for engineer report.
Yeah, just very briefly, obviously I think we've had a pretty successful year as far as infrastructure. We've gotten a lot done already. We've just awarded another project today. The 2024 road program, I think, the rest of the road program, I think that's being advertised tomorrow, or either it's out to bid now.
For the 31st.
We'll have our bid opening on Halloween. So that'll be the next job that'll go out and hopefully, award a contract and get that work lined up as well. Obviously, we had the streetscape, Alderaan Avenue, tennis courts, so Crestview Avenue is moving along so far, so good. So, so we'll get the road program out, and then believe it or not, we'll be at one of our upcoming Public Works Committee meetings, we'll be talking about the 2025 road program, because we already have that programmed into our budget to do the engineering for that. So the beat goes on. That's all I have.
Great.
Can I ask you a couple questions? This, and I know as the chief just mentioned, it's getting darker earlier, so lighting. So I know we reached out to the electric company, Jesus, I bet you a couple of years ago now. So we get we're just asking them for a quote where the Blue Devils fields are. Do we get any, have we heard anything from them yet?
I don't think so. We'll follow up again. I mean, we followed up a few times, but we will follow up again. I don't think we have a quote in hand yet.
And then we also talked to, this is just status, the rear handicap area here, I believe we were going to apply for a grant or something for that, so we held off for the lighting for the rear, for the safety. Do we have any status of that?
Yes. So Jessica and I were able to pin down exactly how much funding we have available through the ACIA. It's a CDBG funded project. Make a long story short, we were originally trying to upsize the project. It turns out that funding wasn't available, so we're back to where we were, which was the ramp out back. And Jessica and I talked about, getting that process started as far as the design, getting that out to bid. So we know what we have now, so we'll be able to move forward with that project.
Okay, I had a couple residents reach out to me recently and asked if there's something they could do. They live in the area of Mill Road and Wyoming Avenue, the retention pond. I know that's DOT, so they asked if, there's something that could be either the sidewalk actually be edged where it probably hasn't been edged since they poured the concrete. There's trash all in there, and that's a DOT thing. So I was wondering maybe we could fire off an email or reach out to somebody through DOT to do some maintenance, or, we could probably lean on our own people, but I believe DOT maintains that retention pond swale that's right by Larry McCarty's house, and he's not the one that's coming.
Yeah. So I think that's more of a maintenance item. And Chief, I don't know if you guys have a better contact with DOT maintenance. I know sometimes you guys do.
Yeah, I'll have Ray.
Yeah, because I'm just going to email a bunch of engineers and
Yeah.
you know how those are.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
And then lastly, if you could maybe send an email out as well, I'll follow one up to Denny and Del Rosso is where the Veterans Way, so that's all pruned back real nice now. I think there's one more little piece by Rita's is going to get done. So they were back out there, I think about a week and a half ago, and they did a really nice job. So maybe, on behalf of all of us, thank them for what they do for our community. And do we have any status or movement on what we talked about the last time with?
Yes, I was going to say just generally, without going into detail, on the repaving of Veterans Way, we obviously had a discussion about it, and we took a position on it, and the New Jersey Transit came back in a favorable way to us with our, on our position. So it wasn't quite clear what they were trying to say, so I'm just trying to get it a little bit clarified, but I think it's heading in the right direction.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. That's it.
Yep.
Also, speaking to the county executive, I received a letter from him earlier this month in regards to the inquiry about Pitney Road and some improvements for safety measures and speeding. He advised me that they will take up our request for bollards to go in on the south side where you'll make that left-hand turn onto Wyoming Avenue, as well as line painting and some other measures. So we'll work with them to get that complete. That'll be a nice improvement. Ed, do we have any update on the raised sidewalk or crosswalk grant? Still lingering?
Nothing yet. So that's a state aid application, and we typically hear about those like any time now.
Okay.
Usually it's in October. So any day now.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Yep.
I recently ran into a very kind resident while I was walking my dogs, and we had a great conversation, and I wanted to follow up. I didn't know you were coming, but it's in my notes. Any word on update when we're going to start seeing shovels in the ground from Wawa? I know the surveyors are out there. I know there's people out there, but when will construction actually?
So I don't have an update, but I know they've been to the planning board, and I think we talked about at the last meeting that they're
spring.
Want to open by the spring. I'm not sure.
Open by this.
Yeah, so.
They indicated that they
Should
would
be
be
soon.
ready to start.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And that was a few weeks ago.
Right. So
Once we see shovels in the ground,
Yeah.
we're going to be out there
I'll be
toasting.
celebrating.
Thanks, Ed.
The good news is I think that whole project has moved kind of just into the normal process of what happens, right? Like they've gone to the planning board, now they got to get their construction permits, and then they can go into construction, so.
Should be no there.
Right.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you, Ed, for the update.
Yep.
Mayor, for your mayor's report?
Yeah, October is Breast Awareness
Cancer Awareness Month. And last Saturday, Councilwoman Sandy Kane and myself attended a breast cancer awareness luncheon. It was held in Hamilton, and we had a very interesting afternoon listening to survivors. So more than 360,000 people will be diagnosed with breast cancer, but there is hope. Advancements in early detection, this is crucial. So we definitely heard that the other day. Also, I would like to thank Council President for postponing the council meeting that enabled some of us last evening to attend the Parkinson event. 375 people attended that dinner last evening, and it was incredible.
Great.
Yes, and I'm sure they did well. The last time they had this, which was held at Renault Winery, they made $30,000. Wow. I don't know what they made last night, but I'm sure it was substantial amount.
Probably more because they sold out both golf courses.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Good for them.
So it was an awesome event. Thank you for changing that meeting time so it enabled us to go. And that's it.
I'll just add on to that. One of the spokeswoman from the Fox, which is Michael J. Fox's foundation, said that because of how they work it, the money that is raised can immediately, within days and weeks, go into research. It doesn't go into, like a fund for something else. It goes like right into the research, and that happens like right away.
Right.
So that was really cool to hear that.
That's fantastic. All right, thank you, Mayor. At this time, do I hear a motion to open the meeting to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, would anyone from the public wish to speak?
No
Seeing
question.
none, our one and only member of the public. Do I hear a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.